connected with you on
No,
Facebook.
that's fine. Yeah, I know I don't use it very much anymore.
Yeah.
Actually,
Hi, Jeri. Hi, we
hi.
are live. So thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
No, I'm super excited to have you on. And yeah, I wanted you to start by just telling us a little bit about you. So I found you on LinkedIn and very, very quickly connected. Hi, guys. So everybody's popping into the comments, say hi. But yeah, just tell us a little bit about you, who you are, and that kind of stuff, Jeri. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, no worries. Rein me in if I go a little bit. I have a
Go
tendency,
for it.
I have a tendency
Absolutely.
to go, just keep talking and talking until someone stops me. So I'm a chartered accountant. Now have my own accountancy practice. I it's the only thing I've ever done, sort of in my adult life, really. I went to uni, knew I wanted to be an accountant. Literally left uni, went straight into practice. And just studied, did my accountancy exams, qualified. I was at my main kind of practice that I worked at for about 10 years.
Okay.
And I joined as a trainee, studied, qualified, and then after I qualified, I was a bit like, what do I do now, sort of thing, to my boss. Had a great relationship with my boss, still do now, my old boss, still calling my boss, but he's not anymore. But I had a great relationship with him, and he was very much kind of, well, you need to win business. That's what will separate you from other accountants, and what will kind of, that's the next step, sort of thing. So I was like, right, what how do we do that then, sort of thing. So very new, so very newly qualified, and I started going to networking groups, and I did that like relentlessly, 2-3 times a week, breakfast meetings for about 4 years. I started my own networking groups eventually, and I was running about 5 different locations.
Wow.
Yeah, that went really, really well. And I started, it took a while. It did take a while, but it's kind of like anything, isn't it? You get the first client, and you're like, oh, this is amazing. And then, it took me like 6 months to get someone to sort of take me seriously, if you like, and who is this girl, kind of thing. Like, she's, I'm just like this newly qualified accountant, so fresh. I started getting clients anyway, and it kind of snowballed eventually. It's that kind of exponential growth, if you like. And that went really well. And then I became a director at the firm I was working at. And it was all great. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. But when I had my second son, I was on maternity leave, and I only ended up going back for a month, and then I left to start my own business. And I really did that quite spur of the moment, typical me, kind of like, oh, I just want to be with the kids, like when I want to be with them.
Yeah.
And I don't. It was nothing, it was nothing against my job, and I loved working there and everything, but I wanted, and a lot to do with the fact that I was doing things a bit differently. I was doing things my own way, really. So it was kind of like me with my clients. I was looking after them a different way. I was doing everything much more modern, technology based.
Yes, we're going to come to that soon.
Yeah. But under the umbrella kind of this practice that I worked at, which are a bit more old fashioned. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. And it's quite hard to change an entire practice that's established.
Yeah.
And partners are going to retire, and it just wasn't really going to be possible. And I was kind of doing my own thing anyway. And if you'd asked any other people that were my clients, they would have said Jeri's my accountant. They didn't really know.
No, the firm.
The firm, yeah, it wasn't really like that. So I just left, and just set up on my own. And I thought, you know what? As long as I can just pay my bills, I'll just work from home. I'll do a few accounts, and I'll pay my bills. And funnily enough, I've still got my little notebook. It's on my desk in the office, of all the things I wrote down. Like, it says like why I shouldn't do it, basically, and it's like a little list of like, what if no one wants me to be their accountant, and what if I don't get any money and I can't pay my bills, and like all these things. I wrote this like little list. So funny.
And that's the thing everybody goes through when they think about launching any kind of business. Like, what if nobody likes my stuff, or what if nobody gets involved? Well, how wrong could you have been?
I know, it's mad. It's really, really mad. Like, I genuinely never thought I'd have a member of staff. I never thought I'd have premises. I converted my garage. I thought I'll work out of there. I have a nice little office in my garage, and clients can come and meet with me. So it's a bit less kind of intrusive of my house, I guess. But it was a tiny little garage, and we were in there for a couple of years. But that was it. That was the extent of where I thought it was going to go.
And when did how many years ago is that now? 5?
It will be 5 in a couple of months. Yeah.
Wow. So only 5 years to where you are now.
Yeah.
That's massive. And how many so just to put people in perspective now who maybe don't know you on LinkedIn, from your little garage of you just going, if I can make a little bit of extra cash, if I can pay my bills.
As long as we can eat,
fine. Where are you at now? So how many team members? Your second office space that you opened during lockdown?
Yeah. So there's 13 of us in total, so me plus 12. One of the team is a media person purely, so that came about via me opening the second office. So I opened the first office. I should start there. I opened the first office about 3 years ago. It's 2 seconds from my house. It was kind of a shop, if you like, and we can, sort of did it. I did a refurb, and it was lovely. And it to me, it was massive, because I'd gone from, there's 3 of us literally on top of each other in my garage. You couldn't move in there, to all of a sudden office premises, which I thought were humongous. And we were like, wow, look at all this space. But that very quickly filled up. And then I was like, oh. Then COVID hit. Everyone went home, obviously, and everyone's been working at home for like a year. But the second office is actually massive, and a really lovely location. And you see the bunnies out the window, but I'm always taking photos of the bunnies. But it's beautiful. It comes with a high price tag, but it just felt like the right time. The other office, if everyone was there, would be at capacity if they were all there, which obviously they have been. So it was kind of like a future plan thing. It's like, we don't need it right this second, but it's a good time for me to get it, because in the next few years we will need it. So actually, let's just do it now. I'm quite a risk taker, so I was like, it'll be fine. So we did that. Pardon?
And these bunnies.
Oh, I know, exactly. Like that's bunnies and geese and stuff, and a massive lake. And then we took on a smaller office opposite it. So it's like a big main office where we sit. The smaller office opposite is like a filming studio. And that was where I used to film my videos. I started filming videos like years ago, but I used the company to do it, and that's where they were based out of. And
so that, and what made you, because for me, you are all your videos are, but that thing that I thought about accountants, and there's a couple of accountants on who's chatting away but you are the person that said, I'm not your, well, you don't say I'm not your average accountant, but you're not, and you kind of break all them stereotypes that even the people who say they're not your average accountant still kind of are. So what got you into social media?
So I was always on social media personally, and when I worked at my old firm, I used it to gain business, and it was although it was me, it wasn't the firm, it was my way of bringing clients in, and I was trying to bring clients into the practice. And I absolutely love social media, and I was always on it from a personal perspective, so it just felt like the right thing to do. Then when I set up on my own, that just continued. I literally, from the very first day, I was on Facebook. And Facebook was my main source of new business for the first couple of years. And I won a ton of business from Facebook, just for being really, really consistent and relentless with it. And kind of when Facebook had kind of organic reach, which it doesn't really have now. I don't really use Facebook at all now, but that's just a progression thing. So it was Facebook mainly in the early days. And then now it's more kind of Instagram and LinkedIn, which I'm sure we'll talk about later. But social media for me, I love it, so it doesn't feel like I don't consciously do social media, any of it really. And the videos came from me just wanting to do something a little bit different, and they were made for Facebook. They were only made for Facebook, and they did very well on Facebook. They would get thousands of views without kind of sponsoring it back then. And then now it's nice to be able to have a mate in the house. Now that I've got Luke working for me, who actually was the person that used to make my videos when he was employed by the company. He moved away, left that job, moved away at the start of COVID. And what he went to do kind of didn't pan out because of COVID. And we stayed in touch, and then I was able to offer him this role of like
amazing
media person, and he's absolutely incredible videographer and editor, and yeah, he's incredible. So he knows what I want, and he just makes it.
fantastic. We have my one. I apologise. We're saying there's lots.
Oh, hello. Have we lost Sarah? Gotta love technology.
Are we back? Sorry about that.
We're back. I was like, I'm just doing the live by myself. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks, Jeri. You're holding the fort there. Yeah. So,
yeah, no worries.
What's been probably one of the most successful videos? Because for people who don't know, so a lot of the things you do is kind of what people do wrong with accountancy, what people try and claim, what the people on LinkedIn that you love. Like, I love those videos about those lovely people over on LinkedIn. What's been one of the most popular videos you've done that's kind of gone viral?
Probably, well, it depends what platform. So I think on YouTube, it's the What Accountants Do Wrong Volume 2, because I've done 3 volumes of that. The second one, for some reason, don't know why, but for some reason that has definitely it's had thousands and thousands of views on YouTube over the last couple of years. But I think it depends. So it depends what platform you put it out on. LinkedIn tends to like when I did a car tax video, like what's happening about electric cars, and I'm going to do a new one actually because I feel like it's still really relevant. But the car one did really well, like a lot better than I thought it would. Just with me saying, like, if you buy an electric car, this is what tax you'll save, and this is what the rules have changed basically. So a year ago, I did a video saying the rules are changing for electric cars.
So you didn't do it in your car?
No, because I didn't have the car then.
So tell us about your car, and because for me, that was when I first started paying it, not in a bad way, but I was like, oh, I love this car. A girl who loves cars is somebody for me.
Yeah, you know what? It was actually really funny because, so I did the video about why you should get an electric car, why people should, if you've got a business, why it's going to save you tax, blah, blah, blah. That was a good year ago. Like from April, the rules are changing. You can save loads of money if you buy an electric car. And that was fine. And that did really, really well. Got a lot of inquiries. And then my car lease was coming to an end anyway. So I was looking at what I was going to get. And I was thinking maybe I'll get a Tesla. Again, I wanted to get an electric car because I want the tax savings. Yeah. So I wanted an electric car. I was going to get a Tesla. And then Porsche brought out an electric car. Already had a Porsche. I had a Macan, whatever you call them, which I loved. But that lease was coming to an end, so I had to replace it. And Porsche had the Taycan that they brought out, which is just absolutely amazing. So I had to wait 6 months for it. So I ordered it. And in that 6 month period, I initially, when I first ordered it, put like a post out, a bit of a cheeky post on LinkedIn about the fact I'd spent a lot of money on a car, and it went viral. And it got a lot of hate actually, but it got a lot of support. Mainly got support, but because it went so viral, it got a lot of hate with people like saying I was showing off and being flashy and all that kind of stuff. And it actually became then a marketing thing because of that post. I then for 6 months, still now, would post like I just mentioned the car like because I made a joke out of it, like because people said I was showing off. I would then act up to that and just be like, you know, not to mention the car again, but
what? And I love the video where they unveil. Oh, and then
it is amazing.
That is.
Yeah, it is absolutely amazing, and that video it took a lot of effort to make. It really, really did. Like we proper went to town because of COVID. It was awkward trying to video the unveiling and all of that. It was hard, but Luke did an incredible job on that video because I kept making him change it. I was like, sorry, can you just change this bit? Can you just change this bit? At the end, that's great. Yeah, that one went viral actually. That car video definitely went viral on LinkedIn. Videos can be a bit hit and miss because the algorithms, they don't always get huge amount of views depending on what they are. But that one, yeah, that one did really well.
So how do you, and I'm not going to get you to teach your secrets, because I know they can book onto your webinars what you do and those kind of things. But how do you think LinkedIn has played a role in the growth of your business, especially through lockdown?
Do you know what? It was one of my clients, Helen. She was telling me to get on LinkedIn for ages, and I didn't have a LinkedIn account. So sort of 2.5 years ago, she's like, you do so well. I've done so well on LinkedIn. You do really well. I was like, nah, I'm doing Facebook. I'm doing these other things, and I can't. It's fine. And we were doing well. I didn't really see a reason to do it. And then I thought, oh, you know what? Let's set up an account. I had one years ago, but I just deleted it because I thought it was very spammy, and I used to get spammed a lot, especially when I was employed. You do get spammed a lot. But so I set up an account and then posted one of my videos, actually one of the old videos, and it just blew up. Like, people were like, oh, this is so great, it's amazing. And I was like, oh, so people seem to quite like that on LinkedIn. And so then I posted a couple of the other videos. Again, they were really old and I'd had them ages, but they were for Facebook. But I thought, well, let's see if people like them. And then because they did so well on LinkedIn, I started to get inquiries. I didn't really have any followers or anything, but started to get inquiries off the back of the videos, and the rest is history, really. It kind of just snowballed. I started, now the videos are made really just for LinkedIn, and they have been for like the last sort of 18 months, and YouTube, but mainly LinkedIn. And it's just such an amazing platform. I didn't realize I've got a lot of business from LinkedIn, and that's the main point of doing it, obviously. But I've got so much more from it. It is so collaborative. It's so it's just such a wonderful platform. Like, I've made some amazing friends, and I've sort of been exposed to opportunities that I wouldn't have been exposed to. I just wouldn't, and it's great to win business. That is definitely the number one reason, because you're not going to waste time. You're not going to waste valuable business time on things that don't generate income, obviously, but there's just so much more to it as well. And that's why I love LinkedIn, because I feel like, I go on, I just enjoy it. I go on there because I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing what people are saying, what are people doing today, like what are people talking about, I love it. I just absolutely love it.
And you mentioned about the troll, or the bit of hate you get. How do you deal with that? It's dead easy from the outside for me to think that you just go, yeah, none of it bothers me. I just brush it all off. And I'm sure there are times when they're like that. But I guess there's other times, and I saw it was a lovely post but you were being genuinely honest, saying, I find it really hard sometimes to just be myself because of this incredible following now. So how do you deal with the haters, trolls, and the people who really don't appreciate the car?
Yeah, it's funny, because in the early days of posting on LinkedIn, I would post whatever. I wouldn't really think it through. And I have really for the last couple of years. That's what I've always done. Something pops in my head, I post it. Excuse me. And I wouldn't really think it through, because it just would be something that happened. Like, maybe someone's phoned up and something unusual's happened, or like the school receptionist is always a moody cow every day. So I'm going to say on LinkedIn, like, why is she always a moody cow? What's that about? Like, don't be a receptionist if you're going to be moody. Like, and to me, I just think it's fine. Like, it's fine. I'm saying what people would think. It's fine, yeah. And then you get trolled, and people will always read something different or read something into what you've written, because that's obviously maybe a triggering post. But I could literally say anything. Like, I remember I put one on about, I don't understand people being annoyed about what we charge, because you don't have to pay it. So how can you be annoyed about that? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you can't get annoyed. Like, just don't
pay it.
Don't be a client. Like, it's absolutely fine. It's not a problem. Like, and I'm like, but it doesn't make any sense. And then people would be like, yeah, but maybe those people can't afford your services, and you go, well, yeah, but that's fine then, they don't have to have my services, like, and you kind of end up arguing with these people. And I used to always get into like arguments with people where I'd just be like, no, you're wrong, like, why are you even on my post? It's my post, like, why? And I used to sort of get quite irate about it. And I think over time I definitely feel differently about it. I feel kind of I get less emotional about what people say, because I just realised over the last couple of years, it's taken a while, but you know, the penny dropped at some point where you go, it doesn't matter what I say. It genuinely doesn't matter what I say. So some of my posts are quite triggering, some are quite out there, and that's fine. And you expect that those will get a bit of hate to some extent. So those are the posts that go viral. So, you know, if I put a post on that I know is going to get hate, I know that it's also going to get a lot of views, and that post will result in me getting more business. And it's a bit of a strange dynamic that's the way it works, because I could put a very vanilla post on, probably not going to get much traction, not going to get a huge reach.
No.
And I do those too, because I just post whatever. But I'm very aware that in order to get that reach and get that real exposure that's probably going to generate inquiries, I have got to put up with hate on a post as well. It's so bizarre. But then I also think usually in that situation, you're getting inquiries from people that sort of see where you're coming from, or they don't have an issue with the fact you've got a nice car. They think it's great, so they want to work with you. Like, and then you think, but that's perfect. Then it's kind of win-win. Yeah. So I mean, there's some occasions where I have deleted my LinkedIn account. Leah always laughs at me, like every now and then I'm just like, I delete the app off my phone, or I'll hibernate my account.
I can't imagine you doing that.
Yeah, I did it over Christmas, like the whole of Christmas, 2 weeks, just hibernate it. It's because every now and then I've just had enough of people. I'm like, I don't care what you think. Like, if you think that, put it on your own post. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's entitled to their opinion, absolutely 100%. But I don't need to listen to, like, you don't need to put it on my post. Do you know what I mean? Like, I always think when I see things, if I'm scrolling and I think I don't really agree with that, like, I would never be horrible. I'd never be horrible to anyone. Like, there's ways of saying things. You can really politely say, oh, I actually think this, and there's no problem with that. But it's the people that get, you know, I've been called every name under the sun on LinkedIn. Really, really abuse. You know, I've received real abuse on there, and I'm like, I just don't get why people would do that. It's just crazy to me. Like, just if you feel that strongly about something, put a post about it on your own page. Do you know what I mean? Because you can then get out there to your network. But why target a person? I don't really get that. But
I think they genuinely think it will attract more people. I think some people are that clever that they think that will attract people to their things, and you just think nobody's going to be attracted by you being so horrible. There's a couple of accountants actually on and saying it's a great point about not having to pay the charges. Just go somewhere else or do them yourself if you're that bad. It is just a strange thing. And when I moved to you guys, it wasn't about necessarily the price, which was more, it was about what I was getting from that. And now just having a clear understanding of where my business is at, what's happening with it. And I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit about it for people who don't know, but Xero, like, that is a game changer as far as I'm concerned. And I think it's Dext, the app that I'm using. Is it Dext?
Yeah, it was Receipt Bank. It's now Dext.
Yeah, I like literally around that. Take a screenshot or send an email, and
that's it.
That's my account's done for the year. I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, it is, and that's the thing. And you can't always convince people of that. You know, it's my job when I speak to a potential new client to say, like, to explain and make them understand what is possible. But you have to accept that you can't always communicate that to people. You know, there are certain people that are very, very, very price conscious, and that is all they care about. We try to kind of stop anybody getting to an initial call before, if they're that price conscious, because that's not us, you know.
I think there was something in my email when I first registered actually saying this is roughly, and I agree. I think it does then save any time wasting on both parties. There's no shop there. Yeah. And I think I couldn't reply my email quick enough after speaking to you.
You were like, yes.
Yeah, just send it me. And I think some of the things that you talked to me about, which we won't go into loads of details, because we'll put all Jeri's links in here as well to find out. But some of the things were to do with stuff that I'd not even comprehended, to do with tax and dividends and all sorts of different things that just had never approached me as a relatively new business owner. And even in 5 minutes of chatting to you, I was like, okay, I need to just move. And it's about the value, isn't it?
It's about the value. It's like anything though, isn't it, with value? Like for me, I don't waste my time doing anything that I'm not good at. So I don't understand people that will stress trying to do their own accounts, stress trying to do their bookkeeping, the VAT returns, probably get them wrong. Right, so they've got the risk they're doing it wrong. No. They've got the risk they're doing it wrong. They've got, because you were using an accountant, but there's a lot of people that would genuinely be like, I can't afford an accountant, but they are happy to waste a day a week, right, trying to do their accounts, which they don't understand. So they're stressing. So it's a very uncomfortable, stressful time for them. It'd be like me trying to update my own website. I'm like, I wouldn't waste my time doing that because I value my time so much.
But I just feel the value that you generally find the accountant knows what you can claim, how to do it. So I've never found it even as the cost. I've just been like, someone else just finds the stuff that I spend hours researching and still not understanding, exactly like you said. And I just, anything that I can do, I kind of have a philosophy that I work out my kind of hourly rate, and anybody that can do that job quicker and enjoys it more. Why I have someone to clean my house, because I don't 100%. Enjoy it, and I want someone to come in and do it who enjoys it, who does it much quicker than I would, and then I pay them to do it while I get on with what I enjoy doing and what I'm good at. So I totally agree.
It's exactly the same. Like, I've got a cleaner and all those kind of things. I think for me, I value my time so much, and it's not even that I value it from a business perspective, because obviously I do, and I can equate that to an hourly rate, like you mentioned, and that's really important. But I think could be spending time with my children. Do you know what I mean? Could be spending time with my family. Could be going for a walk. Like, why would I? That is so valuable to me. That's why I'm in business. That's why I have my own business, so that I can afford the luxury, the freedom of having of doing what I want. So, to me, I can't understand. A lot of people go, I can't afford that, and I go, but what could you be doing? What could you be doing with that time? And also the risk that you're getting it wrong, because what we often see is we have to correct things. We spend a lot of time with people coming to us a year later, and we have to correct things, and it's like, we're going to charge you X amount because it's going to take a lot of our time to even get you to the right position for us to be able to even start it. And it's a shame because people don't always realise that, But
and it's huge, isn't it? It's legal documents, it's legal importance, and I think a lot of us are of that mindset where once we put the tax return in, or in my industry or my particular self-employed, once I put my tax return in, it's fine. So if I've just made up a few bits in there, it's not a problem. People forget that these people can come back at any point over the next few years and go, but did you really do that? And some of your videos where you talk about what people claim, I sit thinking, I don't find it almost that funny, because I know people who try and do that all the time. So in your, and we'll pull it to a close quickly because I really appreciate your time. But is there anything, like anybody that you've looked up to, or different books or podcasts, or anything that you've kind of done to go from that? So working from someone, you sound like you're quite driven anyway, but is there anything particular that's helped with that drive?
I work with a coach. So I have a coach. He's an accountant specific coach, because he has his own accountancy practice. So he works with accountants. I'm about to start coaching on the 1st of April. I got asked so many times, stop thinking like an accountant. Because so I've got 2 accountancy owners that have signed up to be my clients, which I will be coaching from the 1st of April, which is really exciting because it's not something I've ever done before. but you know, there where I was a few years ago, and I feel like I can really help. So that's really, really cool. And my webinars, I've still got 7 tickets left for my LinkedIn webinar, which is on the 6th of April. So if anyone wants a ticket, let me know. But that's all about
LinkedIn. That's on what date, sorry? The 7th.
6th of April. It's a Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday at 2:00. It's £79 plus VAT, and it's a live webinar. And you'll get a recording of it, even if you can't attend it. But it's all about how I've grown my business on LinkedIn. But yeah, I think like my coach really, I think everyone should have a coach. So I'm very because I think just from a emotional, psychological perspective, like, you know, just knowing you've got someone there, because I'll say to him like, oh my God, you know, this has happened. And he's like, is that the first time that's happened then? And I go, yeah. He's like, oh, we've done that loads. That's happened to us loads. You just do this. And I go, oh, thank God. Like literally, like, you know, to me, it's like the worst thing ever, because when you're a business owner, the smallest thing is.
And on your own.
Yeah.
When you work for somebody else, if there is an issue or anything, you can go and just have a conversation with someone, or you pass on the responsibility. Suddenly it's all on your shoulders. Yeah. And sometimes for me, my coach is just about kind of getting out what's in my head and going, is it just me? And they're like, no, this happens all the time. Like, why?
Honestly, yeah, I'm the exact same. Like, I sometimes just want to talk to someone. Sometimes I don't even agree with what he'll say. We'll do this, and I go no. But I just want someone to talk to, because it's very lonely, and it's hard. Some people don't get that, because they go, but you've got a whole team of people that work for you, and I go, yeah, I know, but like everything rests with me. Like, they can go, you know, they can leave work, they can go, they can hand a notice in if they want, you know, that they've no risk to them. All the risk is with me, all the worry is with me. You know, things go wrong, they do when you're a business owner. That's natural, and you have to deal with it. You have to take the rough with the smooth. Excuse the pun, but you know, you do, and having a coach, I think, is just. I think everyone should have a coach, and that's really, really helped me. But I would definitely say that because I'm an accountant and we have like hundreds of clients, I have so many clients that have started businesses or have absolutely grafted, you know, like, and I've seen their journey. And that for me, like, I have all these people that we act for, and I see them like just absolutely smashing it, like. Yeah. So I get first-hand exposure to these small businesses, you know, through COVID and everything, and it's like, it's so inspiring to see people that risk everything, you know, and work so hard. They start with nothing, and they work so hard, and then I'm doing their accounts, and I'm like, you're doing incredible, like, it's just, and that for me, and to be able to help them and know that they can rely on us. They know that everything's perfect, like their accounts are all perfect. They don't have to worry. They can sleep at night. You know,
I was just going to say, sleeping at night someone asked me what I would pay for a better account, and that's exactly what I said. I think being able to sleep at night is priceless. Being able to go to bed thinking somebody else knows exactly what they're doing, they're taking care of it. And I love that your firm as well has got a team of people. So when I've worked with Samuel, there's been a couple of other people involved with different aspects. So you know that there's always someone you can contact if you need something. So
yeah, that's the thing. Like, he's just gone off on paternity leave, bless him, and had his first baby, and it's great because there's a whole team of them, and that for me, that was a real milestone, getting to that point where actually I don't need to be there. You know, I do the sales and marketing. I don't need to, but the business runs with or without me, and it runs the same whether I'm there or not there. And that was really important that I got to.
When did you last do tax returns or last accounts?
I don't know. And do you know what? The thought that I've got to do my own accounts, like, I'm literally like, I can't even log into our tax software to do a separate account. I don't even know how you log in. Someone the other day needed some admin rights. They were like, Jeri, you're the only one who's got like admin rights because Samuel's on paternity leave. Like, can you just log in and reset this because I need to work on it? And I went, I don't know how to log in. Like, and they were like, you're gonna have to phone up. I had to phone the company who I've never spoken to, and I was like, I need to get access because I need one of my staff needs to do this thing. And they were like, yes, you just need to log in. You'll have a super admin like password. I went, I don't have that. And they were like, right. And they were like, okay, you are like Jeri Williams. director. Like, I should be able to do this, but I just couldn't.
You know who I am. Have a look on LinkedIn and you'll see. And then can you get me the password, please?
Just get me logged in, please. Just sort this out. Is this
Make this quick for me.
It was so funny. Like, it was just, it made me laugh because I thought, you know what? I spent so long just doing accounts and tax returns, you know, day in, day out. Like, that's all I did. And I was the expert. You could ask me anything. And I knew, you know, I was the one that people came to for the answer. And now I just know that as a team, we can deliver that. And that's the different thing. I don't specifically know, you know, technically how to do it, but I know how you can.
Somebody on that team will know what to do with it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
and
before we go, what is one of the things, so maybe from one of your videos or something recently, that accountants do that literally drives you, like normal accountants do, that drives you insane?
Oh, there's so many. Okay. Pick a couple. Okay, so charging by the hour is still so prevalent in accountancy firms, and I just can't get on board with it. You know, I cannot get on board with saying to a client, we'll bill you whatever time's on the clock, and staff having to do timesheets. So that's all encompassing timesheets and billing by the hour, and not giving clients their fees and monthly fees. That drives me insane. And posting documents. There's still so many accountants that post everything to their clients and want stuff posted back and stuff. And I'm like,
yours just came logged in, clicked a little button, signed, done.
Yeah, seconds, done. I can't deal with things like that. But there is so many. I think, and it's no disrespect, because there is still a market for those accountants.
Yeah.
There is still the clients that want the old fashioned, they like the old school kind of really traditional firms, and there is still a market for that. But the accountancy industry has changed so much. We have moved, even since I qualified like 12 years ago. It's changed so much, you know, and we're trying to move with the times, because we feel like if we don't, we'll get left behind. So you know, for us, it's all about convenience. Whatever is going to make our clients' lives more convenient, we want to do it, and easy. You know, I don't want no one should be using us and be stressed about their accounts. Be stressed about your accounts if you're doing them yourself. Do you know what I mean? Be stressed
if you come to you.
If you come to us, we want to go, you don't need to worry about that. That's what we're here for. You know, that is what you pay for. You pay for us to do everything we can to make your life easier. Concentrate on running your business. Don't worry about your accounts. You know, that's
sorted.
You know, make your money, and we'll sort the rest of it out. And I think that's what I've always tried to do. You know, we have really quick turnaround times in terms of like phone calls, emails. Most accountants, you know, we hear it all the time. People going, oh, I email my accountant and, you know, they'll take like a week to reply. And I'm literally like,
I can confirm not within minutes. Yeah.
I can't deal with that. We have like a 4-hour turnaround like target that the whole team try and hit in terms of phone calls and emails. No one should be waiting more than 4 hours to hear back from us, and things like that, because people, you know, like with Amazon, you've got Amazon Prime now. You can order like onions from a village down the road and have them delivered within an hour. You know, people want speed and they want convenience. That is what everybody wants. You have to be able to offer that. And I think that's where the old school kind of firms
fall
down. Yeah, definitely. So it's all about service, isn't it? I mean, you're the same. Like, it's customer service, and this really important to me. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Jeri. When I messaged you and I was like, can you come on? You were like, yeah, I don't usually do this, so I feel totally privileged. Thank you so much. And yes, I will be in touch soon, but thank you. And I'll pop all your links in the comments so people can find you on all the different platforms.
Amazing. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Jeri. See you later. Enjoy your evening. Bye.
Bye. Bye.